Alright, welcome guys to this very first tutorial that you might be watching on Affinity. And since it's also the first one that I am adding to the new series that I'm starting off with Affinity, before we start working with the text that we want to add from here on the left hand side, the artistic text tool, let's spend just a few moments to look at the interface. So when you come here inside Affinity for the first time, what you can notice is that this Affinity software is a 3-in-1 software. So this is the vector, which is equivalent to Adobe Illustrator or Inkscape if you're using the free version. And the pixel is equivalent to Adobe Photoshop or GIMP. And this layout is equivalent to Adobe InDesign, the one that you use to create books and flyers and brochures sometimes. So let's go back to the vector since we are going to form the text. For now, I would only do in the vector form inside the Affinity vector. This is the menu bar on the top, and this is the toolbar. And of course, we have a lot of default tools here on the left-hand side, and a lot of windows or panels, as some might say, that we have here on the right-hand side, about which you will get to learn slowly and steadily once you start working with it. Now let's start with the work. The first thing, of course, I'm going to do is I'm going to add the text. So the shortcut for the text tool is the letter T. All right, and when you press the letter T, it gives you two options. The first one, of course, here is the artistic text tool, which is the basic text tool. And the second one is the frame text tool, which allows you to add paragraphs of text. So we're going to stick to the first one, which is the artistic text tool. And I'm going to click here once on the screen, and I'm going to simply write the word outline text. Once we add the text, simply go back here and press the move tool. And now you can move it around. And if you hold it from any one of the corners and change its size, you can see it grows proportionately by default. And if you want to break the proportion, you have to press Shift. So with Shift, it turns into freeform transform. So I'm going to press Undo, which is by Control Z. And if you hold it with Control pressed, it would scale from the center of the text. As you can see, the plus crosshair sign is visible. So I'm going to move it a little bit here. And in fact, I'm going to double click on it and I'm going to push it downwards, and I'm going to go back and choose the move tool again, and I'm going to sort of bring it in the center. Now, the first thing I want to do is align the text to the center to one another. So you can go up here where you can see the alignment options. Right now it's aligned left. If you press on it, you can align it to the center. And once you do that, I want to align it to the center of the artboard, and for that you go up here on the top, on the right hand side up here where it says alignment, and from here you can align it horizontally and you can align it vertically to the center of the artboard. All right, with that done, so I'm going to change the font, and if you want to change the font, once you select the text, you can come up here where it says Arial, and from here you can click and type the font that you want to add. And there are a lot of default free fonts that are already available, but the font that I'm going to choose is this one, Aladdin. Yep, this is the one. I found it really nice and cute, and I think for the first time it would be interesting to start with this one. So I'm going to hold Control and I'm going to scale it and make it big as we want. And this font, Aladdin, is a free font. It's available on Google Fonts, so you can go to the Google Fonts and download it from there. Okay, with that done, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a background first before we start editing the text. For that, come here on the left hand side and press this rectangle tool. If you press and hold it, it will open up all the default or the pre-made shapes that they already have provided you with. So I'm going to press just the top one, rectangle tool. And I'm going to come here and the corner, you can see the red and green lines that shows it's right at the corner. And I'm going to drag it and cover the whole artboard. In case you're unable to cover the artboard properly, it goes out or is not aligning, you can come down here on the right hand side where it says transform. In here you can fill the exact value you want, and the size of the artboard is 1500 by 1500. So in the width and height, I'll fill 1500 by 1500 pixels. Once you do that, go back, choose the move tool or press the V letter, and with Control left bracket, I'm going to push it downwards. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change its color, and I'm going to make it black. I'm going to quickly change the color of the text. so that it's visible on top of the black background. So I'm going to select the text and come here on the left hand side where it says set fill, or you can also go here in the colors option and move the color wheel, the HSL color wheel, and choose a different color. And for the moment, I'm going to keep it to this yellow color, or you can come also here on the left hand side, double click on it and choose a color from here as well. Now let's go back to the background. We can select it, or you simply by clicking on the rectangle, or you can come here in the layers in the right hand side and choose the object that you want for yourself. So in this case, we want the rectangle, and I'm going to double click here and change its color to a dark black shade of 232323. And this gives us this very nice dark color, very dark grayish color of the background. And now I also want to add a stroke to it. For stroke, you can come here and double click on the left hand side to open up the stroke, or of course you can go here in the color and choose it from here as well. Or you can also go in the appearance on the right hand side and click on the one that you want to change. All right, so you can change it from here as well. So I'm going to go back to the color and select the set stroke and directly fill the hex code that I want. And in this case, I want to give it a value of A7F175 and press tab. And this gives us this nice green color that is very similar to the logo of the Affinity. So now it's very thin at the moment. We can keep it that way, or if you want to change the setting of the stroke, you can come here on the right hand side where it says stroke, and from here you can increase its size, its width, change the caps, work on the joints, align it. Right now it's center aligned. You can push it inwards or outside if you want to. So I'm going to push it inwards, and I'm going to make it a very thin value, let's say just of 0.5. And this should be it for us. And there are a lot more other options which we will over the time develop and work on as we advance in the more tutorials in the coming future. For now, we just want this text to have multiple outlines. Now with our background set, we can lock it. You can select the text, you can select the background and come here on the right hand side in the layers where it says rectangles, highlight it, and then simply press the lock. All right, now let's start working with the text. Once you select the text, first thing I want to do is change the color, and you already know. You can go here in the colors and fill the exact hex code that you want to. And the color is the one that we have already chosen here in the outline. It's already filled here. If I press tab, it should change the color, which it didn't. And that is because here on the top, we forgot to activate the fill. So we can bring it on the top. And now, of course, it shows a different color. So we're going to fill the hex code once again. It's going to be A7F175, and I'm going to press tab, and it has changed the color to this green one. And of course, now we want to add the outlines. To add the outlines, there are two ways. Select the text. Never forget to do that. Whatever you want to change or work with, always highlight that. And now you can come here on the right hand side where it says Quick FX. And from here, you can add the outline and start working with it. And you can change its color from here and make it something different that you want. But as you can notice, it allows you to add only one outline, and it has a limited access. But if you click on this gear here, it will open up the layer effects and will give you more options, or all the possible options within the preview of the software. And from here, you can add multiple outlines, as many as you want. All right, so I'm going to uncheck it. I'm going to close it. So this is the first method, the quick FX. The other ones is, of course, to go back in the layers, and from here, come down here in the FX here and click on the layer effects. And now you can click on the outline and start adding on it, working on it. So I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to add the first outline. And there are a bunch of options here. First one is the blend mode. You can change it. I'm going to keep it to the normal. And then, of course, is the opacity. You can increase it, decrease it if that's what you want. And of course, the most important, the size of the outline, the stroke, its radius, and where you want to align it, outside, center, or inside. We're going to keep it outside. We have talked about this before. And here you have two more options. This is the solid, and this is the contour. And the contour is a gradient, but it applies along the stroke towards the outside. I'm going to increase the size. You would be able to see what I mean. And let me change the color. Click on it and you have the access to color stops. You click on it and you see the black color here. You can change it to some other color. And now you can click on the second stop, and you can click on it and make it some other color. Let's make it sort of this blue. And now you can see what this contour setting does. You can also change the individual opacity if that's what you want, and you can change the size if that's what you want. So with this is the contour setting. And if you want the gradient setting applied linearly or across the whole text, you can come down and choose gradient. And this would allow you to change it to the whole text. You can change the direction. This shows the angle. This is 135 degrees. You can make it 90, keep it flat. And of course, you can make changes here on the scale to X and Y and all the offset options that you want. But for now, we're going to keep it simple, and we're going to go back here in the fill style and bring it back to solid color. And now I'm going to change its color, and I'm going to make it the same black color, which was 232323. I'm going to press tab, and after that we want one more outline, so we're going to press this plus sign, where it says duplicate effect. And now we have one more outline, which is at its bottom. In fact, you can go on adding as many as you want. I'm going to change its color. I'm going to match it with the text here, but make it slightly brighter than we already have the screen. And I'm going to fill in the value of this one, 4CFF4F, and press tab. And this gives a slightly brighter side of the screen color. And of course, we need to increase its radius since it's below it. And from here, you can increase it and make it just the way you want. I'm going to go back to this black outline. The radius is very high. I'm going to decrease it, and let's just kind of keep it here to around 10. You can fill in the value directly here. And to this outline that's below, I'm going to adjust it, and let's make it to 18. And this gives us this nice multiple background style that you want. And now if you close it and scale it, you would notice that the outline is not scaling. It's getting thicker as it's getting smaller. And if I scale it bigger, it would become thinner and not appropriately scale with the object. I'm going to press undo. And that is because if we go back to the FX with the text highlighted, now we don't have to go down here. You can simply press on this FX that's written here, press it once. And that is because here on the bottom, we have the scale with object, which was unchecked. So we're going to check it, and now we're going to close it. And now if you scale it, it would scale with the text without damaging the overall look of the text that you wanted. So I'm going to press undo. I'm going to bring it to the center. And with that, we have achieved the basic multiple outline text effect that we want to have in Affinity. And there is one more thing that I want to talk about before we go, and that is how to decrease this distance between the vertical distance or the horizontal distance, popularly known as the tracking distance and the leading distance that you want to have. And for that, we want the access to all the text properties and the character properties that are applied to the text. For that, simply with the text highlighted, go up here in the windows. And since we are working with text, come down here to text and press on this one. Go up here in the windows, come down to text and press on character. And here you can see on the right hand side, we have the character window opened up, and you can simply increase it, open it to down, and it will show you all the options that are there that you can work with. I'm going to bring it here to the side. And now what we really want is to increase the distance between the letters, and which is going to be this one where it says VA tracking. This is the horizontal scale. Remember, it's just the text. So this will increase the size of the text, the width of the size on the horizontal scale, and this would increase on the vertical scale. So those are two different things. So I'm going to set it back to the default. So what we want is to change the tracking. If you want, you can make it really nicely spaced out, or you can really push it in if that's what you want. And what I really want is to have this kind of this cozy feeling to it. So it kind of touches here, not too much, but just slightly around here without overlapping too much. So this is around 8%. You can change it just the way you want. And now to decrease the distance, it's this one here where it says leading override or the leading override, and you can move it to the left and right. So what I'm doing is I'm not using these up and down arrows, you can do that. And I'm not even choosing from the menu, drop down menu. I'm simply clicking on this icon and press left click and then move it around on the left and right. So I'm pushing it to the left and it's decreasing the distance. I'm gonna keep it somewhere around here. And once you're happy, you can close the menu. And with that, you can center align it once again. You can simply make it like this. Okay, and you can increase once again the size, press Ctrl and drag it out, and like so. And with this, we have come to end of our very first tutorial on Affinity and how to start manipulating the text inside this wonderful new software that's absolutely free for everyone to experience. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll be soon back with yet another tutorial. Take care. Goodbye.